I see this monster Goliath of a dog losing his mind. Whose monster is that out there? He goes, oh, haha, yours. A switch flipped in that dog, attached himself to my arm, my chest, my leg. This dude's just trying to eat me alive. I'm like ghost white, bleeding.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So as a private, my first range day, I remember like running out to the range to go get my ammo, to go put in my magazines. My squad leader's screaming at me. And I run past these two guys, and they got a dog in the middle of them. And this dog starts losing it on me, just like barking his ass off at me. And I just run past it. And one of the dudes, he was a handler at the time. I didn't know him by his name then, but I run past this dog. The dog's losing his shit. And he's like, hey, you come back here. And I'm like, oh man, what'd I jack up? Because I don't even know this NCO, right? He's like, come over here. What's your name? And I told him my name. He goes, well, you're not going to stand at parade rest for the sergeant major? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, I don't see any sergeant major, sergeant. He goes, and he points down to the dog.
Okay.
And like, I'm this young dude, and I started laughing, which is like mistake number one.
Oh my God.
And I was like, Sergeant, that's a dog. He goes, you don't think I know it's a dog? And like, he starts losing his shit. He goes, that's Sergeant Major Jari. And little did I know, this dog has more deployments than most of the men I know.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very seasoned dog, knowing that now. But he's still just sitting there losing his mind at me as I'm getting yelled at by this NCO. And he's like, Sergeant Major's telling you to do some fucking push-ups.
This is great.
Yeah. And when you're a private and you don't have your tab, you have to elevate your feet because you haven't been to mountains yet. So you go, you find something, you put your feet on them, you elevate your feet, and you start doing push-ups. Well, I'm doing push-ups and this fucking dog is barking at me.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's just another ego check when you're there. Like, a dog is better than you.
Yeah.
You have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And that has always stuck with me, that I had to do push-ups and stand at parade rest for a dog.
That's hysterical, man.
Yeah. But
so this is like your first exposure to the canine world. And
yeah. And those dudes were always the coolest guys, right? They always had the most tattoos. They, didn't have to listen to anybody roughly because they're NCOs. They kind of manage themselves. And then they're in charge of this dog on top of it.
So they're part of the Rangers, but they're like a side unit.
Yeah. We call them enablers. But it's just a section. It's like, this is the canine section. You have like your sniper section, and then you have your tech guy, whatever section.
And not just anybody can get into these.
No. Oh man. So my first dog, I actually didn't get from Von Lick. I handled a different dog. I worked 2 dogs at Von Lick, both of which went to different units. Went to our advanced course, and then I got my dog. I met him day 1 there.
Okay, so you could go through basic with just any dog, dog. They'll give you something to work on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the leadership will make their selections for dogs. That class gets those dogs respectively for their units, but I may be handling a 375 dog as a 175 handler.
I got you.
Which
is good for the dogs too, to get familiar with working with different people.
Yeah, absolutely. The mistake dudes make is they get attached to that dog, and they're like, "Oh, my dog." It's like, yo, don't get attached to him.
Yeah, you never know.
But anyway, so I get to my advanced course and I meet my dog that day, and I remember I was like walking up to the house, the training area, and I see this like monster Goliath of a dog, like in a run, losing his mind. I was like, damn, I wonder whose dog that is. I'm like, dude,
who's gonna get that one?
I get in there, and I know the civilian trainer there too. His name's Royal. But anyway, I go over to Royal and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, dude, whose monster is that out there? He goes, oh, haha, yours. And I was like, no, seriously, like, whose monster is that? Whose dog is that? He goes, yours. I was like, what? So he's like, yeah, that's your dog. That's Rico. In my head, I'm kind of excited because he's a monster. Like, he looks cool as hell. And I was too excited to think about all the drawbacks to that. We get there and like they tell us, hey, this is how training's gonna go. Go meet your dogs. So everybody, some of the other battalion's handlers, like they had their dogs from VLK and they'd been working with them for a while. And I'm walking up to Rico and like Rico's just looking me dead in my soul and he's just silent. I'm like, that is a big ass dog. Initially, I thought it was great. He let me come in his kennel, like let me love on him a little bit and like let me feed him, let me walk him around. Because there's just this initial bonding period that we do at the beginning of the course. Like, hey, just like take your dog out, brush your dog, hang out with him for a bit. So you're just not this like new dick. But anyway, we get going into the course and I'm figuring it out with him. We're jiving real well. Bite work was phenomenal. His nose was phenomenal. And I was like, you know what? He's big, he's heavy, he drinks a lot of water, whatever. I'll suffer as a handler because I carry all of his shit. I'll suffer as a handler, but I got a cool dog, right? And I'm figuring it out with him. Well, we come to fast roping day.
Oof.
Yeah. And I remember I was getting him out of the kennel trailer, and they were like, "Hey, muzzle your dogs up because you got to have a dog muzzled in the bird." And I went to go throw his muzzle on. I didn't even think about it. I went to go throw his muzzle on, and he like balked. And I was like, "That's weird." And I was like, "Hey, Royal, like, has he had a muzzle on?" He goes, "Nope, I don't think so." And I was like, "What?" So yeah, I don't think he's ever had a muzzle on, or maybe once. He's like, "He should be fine though." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm like trying to get the muzzle on him, and he's like balking, and then he's just like, I stopped and he stopped, and he just like gave me one of these, you know. So I went and tried it again. Whack.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time he like tagged me. Like,
how many weeks into training are you at this point?
2 weeks.
Yeah. And it's no offense, but I mean, you did your 4 to 6 week basic. You still don't really know what the hell
dude,
you're
I don't
doing.
know anything.
And now you're 2 weeks in with this dog, and
yeah,
and you're gonna be fast roping.
Yeah.
2 weeks in, let's go.
I think I know a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, luckily you kind of get taught how to learn from the fire hose, so it's nothing new. But you do the best with the information you get. But at the end of the day, I was just rangering through.
And today's fast rope day. It's not like we can spend 2 weeks to get the dog used to the muzzle. It's like, put the muzzle on, let's go.
Yeah. And he tagged me, and I like looked over at Royal. He's like, "Hey, you get the muzzle on yet?" And I'm like, "I'm going to." And then immediately I was just like, wham, wham, get it over him. And like, he's like pissed about it.
Yeah.
But I get it on and I get it tight. I go to check it, go to pull it over his ears, and he's like growling at me, trying to bite me through the muzzle. Get the leash on him, and we're off. I was like, fuck it. Like, we'll train it a different day. Get through fast roping, no issue. And then I didn't have to put a muzzle on him the rest of the course. We just did scenario-based training. And he did phenomenal. No conflict whatsoever. I finish up my course. We all go back to our respective battalions.
How long is this advanced training?
I think it's like 3.5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks.
Still really, really tight timelines.
Yeah. But like, we're trying to make operational handlers. Like,
Yeah.
right. But anyway, I get back to battalion. I'm bringing Rico home with me. Get him in the kennel environment. It's obviously stressful. There's like 17 other dogs in there. They're all losing their shit. So he's already like, "Yo, what is this?" Get him in there, no issue whatsoever. Go back the next morning, take him out, no issue. I'm like, cool. And then I try to approach muzzle training one day. And I go get him out, and I'm like out in the OB yard with him. And I had the muzzle, and I was like holding it out to him, and I'm throwing food in it. Nothing. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I'll talk to May about it at the end of the day today, and May will know. And I forgot to talk to May. Well, the next day I had to go take him to the vet because he's getting pexied, because all of our dogs get pexied.
This is some type of immunization?
No, so gastropexy, they tack their stomach wall to the side wall of their body so that
no bloat.
No bloat. But anyway, he gets his surgery, and then I learned he comes out of anesthesia like a rocket.
Did you skip, by the way, you had to put a muzzle on him to get him to go to the vet?
So I leash wrapped muzzled him.
Okay.
And then they just...
You're like, hey, I'm not going to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, he was still trying to bite me,
right.
you know? But I was, at this point, I'm like, oh, that's Rico. Like,
yeah.
I get it. but he's getting it back to where he's like eating a lot of food. He's gaining his weight back. He's moving around quicker. But a switch flipped in that dog. I went to go break him out of the kennel one day, and he like met me through the door, attached himself to my arm, my chest, my leg. This dude was just trying to eat me alive. Luckily, I was able to like somehow like get my leash on him, choke him out, hang him, slam the door, pull the leash through, and then get it undone. And I was like, yo, what was that? I'm like ghost white, bleeding. I go into my trainer. I was like, yo, Rico just like came after me. He's like, well, he'll come out of it. And I was like, okay. Day 2, same thing. Day 3. And dude, I was getting eaten up like one after the other. And I was one of the few people that could do anything with him. He finally got better, and I thought we were kind of on the mend with our relationship. Like we had been working some problems together, and then I hadn't been bit up in a little while. And I was like, okay, we're getting a mutual respect for each other. But then one day, dude, I got it good. Like grabbed me by the hand, like opened up a good hole in my hand, came up my arm. And the big thing that stuck out to me was he did all that. And then it's not like he then turned around and walked away. He was coming back. Right. So that's like true handler aggression. But I put the dog up and I was pissed. I was mad. Cause like this job I wanted to do that I was so excited to do just sucks. And like, I was ready to be done. I was like, fuck this, I'm going back to the line. So I went in there to May. I was like, May, like, I'm done, man.
I mean, you've been bit how many times at this point?
I know it was past 10.
So yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And not just little little bitch bites. You're getting torn up.
Yeah. Like, he means it.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, May, I'm done. Find me a different dog or I'm leaving. Anyway, he puts me on another dog and he's like, hey, yeah, got you. Totally understand. We're going to wash Rico. We'll get you on K, which was my second dog. I worked him for about 2 weeks.
And what?
Same thing. Yeah. So May felt really good after that. He's like, yeah, I give you a handler aggressive dog. And then I give you another handler aggressive dog. That's at least predictable, but you just got to learn.
Did K have any deployments?
Yeah. K had a few deployments at this point.
Okay. So, I mean, he was more proven.
Yes.
You know,
more proven.
Just, I don't know what's up with these vendors, but they're like, yeah, that's a ranger dog. That's a ranger dog. Oh, he's a nasty son of a bitch. All right, ranger dog. Yeah. They must know you guys can handle it, you know? Which, like you said, it's what you need.
Yeah.
To a point.
Yeah, to a point.
Dang.
And they put me on K, and initially that first week I was fine. Like,
and K is a Malinois?
K is a Malinois, okay. Yeah. So they put me on K, and first week, like I said, we're good. We're driving. Second week, I'm running a detection problem with K, and I remember somebody had told me it, but I was like trying to remember the whole routine of like getting him to out, because there's like an in-depth routine.
Just for K?
Just for K. I jacked up the routine. He grabbed my hand. I reacted, set the bite, and then lifted K up in the air and was trying to kick him off me.
While you're still getting bit?
While I'm still getting bit. And
that's ridiculous.
There's a couple other handlers there like watching it, like laughing at me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. Like, I just got done with this.
Yeah.
And I'd had enough at that point. I was like, I need a different dog. I'm not learning how to handle. I'm just fighting these dogs. Yeah. So then I get put on Sim, which is my dog that retired with me.
Okay.
Sim had, you know, probably 4 handlers at this point. He'd been taken on multiple deployments. You know, he was a pretty seasoned senior dog.
Malinois also.
Malinois also. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know, 50, 55 pounds. He's a little, we used to call him the tunnel rat because he's like that big. Mm-hmm. And like part pit bull or some shit.
Sure.
But anyway, they put me on him. He's super neutral. Like, immediately push button. Like, I can do anything with him. He's allowing me to learn, right? I did jack up with him a couple times, and he let me know. But that's all it was. He would let me know when I jacked up. And then I got a chance to fix it and get better. He actually allowed me to do my job.
If you want to see the rest of this amazing podcast, click the link in the description.